Hello everybody, long time no see. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome back to another official episode of CSGO News. I hope you guys all enjoy. If you guys did watch yesterday's episode, I did power rank some team trades out there and roster trades. Thank you all for your great feedback, but welcome back finally to some more CSGO News. It's been a couple days, and I certainly missed a few of you. Not all of you, because some of you guys are mean. But anyway, hope you guys all enjoy. Let's hop into our first big story out there in CSGO News, and certainly one that could make me a little emotional because today is the official end, or I guess yesterday was as well, the official end of the Swole Patrol team roster. I used to call it an organization even though it was not one, and I say so fortunately because that is of course the X roster. The former Swole Patrol roster has now finally been signed to an organization known as Lazarus. So going forward for this upcoming season of North American Pro League, they will be signed to Lazarus, and supposedly as well for the next year that roster has been signed. And with that being said, Swole Patrol is now officially done. And also along with that, I want to say there has not been a semi-organization, a team, a name like this that I have followed so closely besides Swole Patrol. And over the last year or so, year and a half, 2 years, it has been an amazing journey to actually watch what this team has produced and what this team, this name has become in the scene. Because when Freakazoid and company first started this, I never imagined it would be the road, and maybe obviously they probably didn't as well, but Swole Patrol was clearly meant as a meme, right? You had some jacked guys, especially Freakazoid, his brother Cooper was pretty strong as well, I assume, and they start this team because it was a fun project. They go throughout several seasons of Mountain Dew League or ESCA, and they slowly rise, and they have some great triumphs as well, finally making Pro League, some great losses, some great feats for this team and this name as well. We all know the path that has gone on the last 6 months, especially the turmoil this roster has had with losing players and gaining players. It's been an amazing ride, and so sincerely, thank you to Freakazoid, thank you to all the players out there who are first joining this team, and of course, you know, going on to better options as well. I don't know if we're ever going to see a North American project like this ever be so successful. When you look back at the timeline as well, right? All the players that have joined this team and actually gone on to better options or to top level North American options as well in official organizations, it's a pretty cool freaking story to think about. You know, Cooper, that controversial story, right? A brother leaves a brother. Cooper goes United. Then we have Freakazoid going to Ghost. Zelsus had his time for a trial with Cloud9, and now he's officially signed with Lazarus. Of course, you have Marky, Vanity, and Food going to also United. It's a bit controversial, but still, you cannot doubt what this has done for the community out there, and especially some rising and growing talent in the North American scene. You know, Sam was there for a few weeks as well, and now he is at Envy. So it's just crazy to see the road this organization, I'm going to keep on saying organization, has gone through. It's been an amazing product to go through as well. It kind of reminds me of the Godsent days, as well as kind of like Epsilon as well, what they've done with these players and actually, you know, putting them out into better opportunities. So rest in peace, Swole Patrol. It was absolutely amazing to watch you guys rise and grow together, and I hope something else comes up in its place and can be this successful. It's been an amazing ride, and certainly an emotional one as well. And speaking of new teams out there, we are now, and of course we usually see this post-major, right? A lot of mixed teams come up, a lot of mixed teams go away. I think we especially saw it in the Swedish scene as well. Michael Lilly doing his thing time and time again. We have so many mixed rosters out there currently, but some well-noted names on those mixed rosters, right? Rubino and his crew on the Nordavind roster. We're going to see how they do as well on the come up, if they certainly can. It's going to be, you know, a lot of these mixed teams, you don't know what to expect until one of them rises up, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, I knew they were going to be good. Along with them as well, besides Nordavind, you have Scream and Existence on their new team as well. And then very lastly, I guess we have a brand new announcement, formerly Team Ancient. It will be Pronax and Znajder continuing together in a brand new project, guys, coming back with some interesting players, and I'm very curious what you guys think about this. The new roster, apparently this new mixed team will be Pronax and Znajder, alongside them former Red Reserve Grux. We're going to have Disco Doplin, however you pronounce it, back on the roster as well, and a 16-year-old Plopsky to join this roster. Now, a few weeks ago, this was actually Team Ancient, so Znajder and Pronax as well. Pepster was on there, Robin was on there. The team had a very lackluster showing of results, so I don't think many people are surprised at this sudden roster change out there. And this new roster, though, certainly some experience. I think we saw some promising things from Grux on the Red Reserve as well, so I'm very curious how he can perform. I think we all know Disco, if he can return to his NIP stand-in days, he certainly has potential as well. Plopsky, young and upcoming talent, so very curious what he's going to do as well. On top of that, full of question marks, right? But my one main issue with this, of all those players, is probably going to be Znajder. This guy has been bounced around for the last 2 years. He's debated even quitting CSGO as well on top of all of that. So yes, I love the duo of Znajder and Pronax being back, you know, reminiscent of those olden days. I'm very curious what this product will do. Am I hopeful though? Yes. Am I hyped up on it? Am I full full believer right now. No. So we will see what they do. And again, I get, pretty excited here and there for mixed teams if I know a few players on it. So best of luck to those guys going forward. Hopefully they can actually make a run. We've seen a few mixed teams make runs almost towards the major qualifier, and that's probably going to be one of their goals going forward. Now, speaking of new teams that I have no idea what's going down, this next story is brought to us all by Nell. I will link his articles down below if you guys want those great reads, because it's the French scene. It's his specialty, and we have a brand new LDLC roster. If you guys were here a couple days ago, LDLC did disband the remaining part of their roster. It was just 2 players though, Devo Duvek and Tuanu, and according to Nell as well, and also slightly already confirmed, Majer will be joining the roster. According to Nell, it should be Happy and Sixer to also join that trio so far. Who their 4th and 5th will be is the ultimate question, and if you guys know me, if you guys watch my videos or see my tweets, I'm pretty skeptical about the French scene right now. Just like the North American scene, okay? I'm not dissing on the French people, okay? I think a lot of scenes out there, when you stretch it very thin, like the French scene, like the North American scene, like the Polish scene, when it comes down to these third teams, much like I guess we're looking at a team like Virtus Pro or AGO right now, if they wanted to improve, who would they possibly pick up? Mainly, you look at a team like Virtus Pro with an unfinished roster, who's left in the Polish scene. That is the exact same thing right now in the French scene. You say, okay, you're pulling in Sixer. His time as a trial for LDLC the last couple of weeks, he was actually looking very, very good, but notoriously his time in the French scene, he's been met with a lot of backlash for his performances as well. So I'm going to see how he performs. Happy as well, probably going to want to take the IGL reins, and he has had his fair share of setbacks in the former year or so. So this roster so far, with these 3 people, that being Majer, Happy, and Sixer, it leaves you wondering who's the 4th and 5th are going to be, because you have now chosen Sixer over Tuanu as your primary opper. And when you look at available people out there, I would have said Devo Duvek has to be your 4th or 5th choice, but they just let him go. So I'm very curious what you guys think in the comment section down below. Who is left that these guys can actually take in? My first initial thoughts are this roster is not very, very stellar in terms of firepower on paper. Yes, I will watch them, of course. I hope they can actually compete again. But in terms of comparing them to G2 or Vitality right now, in my book, on paper, it's not even close to who they can actually pull in for their 4th and 5th. Yes, I'm very curious about it. And again, those articles will be linked down below if you guys want to read about that. We will wait and see who LDLC's new roster will be. Whew, that was a mouthful. Hope you guys all enjoy. We have Star Ladder going on this weekend as well. I will finally break that down Monday. I forgot Star Ladder was actually a 2-weekend event, and we have seen some crazy things at Star Ladder so far. If you guys remember, Liquid and Astralis are both not there, so all these teams competing to be our 3rd best team in the world, and we've had some teams that have now been on some pretty bad performances continue to do so, but playoffs will be this weekend, guys. I will be watching that tournament and breaking it down Monday to see what we see so far. It's been some crazy results, but as always, my name is Jake. I hope you guys all enjoy. I will see you back here Monday as we break down results and more CSGO news. Take care, drink coffee, drink whatever you want as long as it's legal, and until next time, guys, I'll see you then.